Good morning.
Morning. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Lots of studying.
Yeah. Feeling better?
Yeah.
Good.
You've definitely got what you were saying about being able to take this STEM and then like eliminate what it's not and stuff like that really helped me. And then I like drew them out 80,000 times. So
Yep. I hear you. Hey, Nathan, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
All right.
So do we take the test first, or is that later?
No, it's at the
The
end.
end?
So we'll do some more review.
Okay.
And it's actually, I'm going to give you like an hour, I think, but
okay.
it's not, it shouldn't take, I mean, I really don't expect it to take more than half an hour.
Okay.
Okay.
If you want to just sit there and stare at a word, triple check, you can, but like, there are 3 boxes and I don't know, 6 or 7 words first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question. I was looking at the syllabus last night, and you might have gone over this like on the first day. So under the quizzes, and this might be a hope or wishful thinking because I did so bad in the last 3, but it says like 15 on the syllabus, but on the work assignments page, there's 23 quizzes. So do you like drop a bunch?
15 is the plan. I don't actually, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't
know. So it says there's 23 quizzes on like the works assigned sheet, and then it says you only grade 15 on the syllabus. So I was just like,
no, I probably underestimated the number of quizzes I'd be giving you on the syllabus.
Okay.
I very well may drop a couple of quizzes, 1 or 2.
Okay. No, I don't know. I just was reading the syllabus.
Yeah, and then also if there are more quizzes, they're each worth less, so it's actually works out better.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So,
sounds good. No, I was just curious.
Yeah. 15 is just like, well, that sounds
like an even number. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
No, I actually wrote the syllabus before I taught the class last summer, of course.
Gotcha.
I just copied and pasted.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, I was just curious.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah, how much are quizzes worth, like overall?
Well, total they're worth 25%.
Okay.
So individually, yeah.
Okay, so not that much individually.
No, really not. And,
That's good.
And then, I mean, yeah, I like to spread out the weight. So,
Yeah, I noticed that on the syllabus.
I feel like mine are like super hit or miss. Either I'm just like everything or like nothing.
Yeah,
well,
so if we drop the nothing ones.
Yeah. Well, yes, if I drop ones, I definitely drop the lowest.
Yeah.
Grades. I don't just drop like, I don't want to.
Those A's. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I'm actually feeling pretty confident about for the last few days. This is the first time I feel pretty confident about it. So.
Well, good. That is a great place to be.
I feel confident. Yeah. I was a little nervous the last couple of days, and I knew I wouldn't do so hot. But today, I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Well, I hope limiting the number of parts that you had to.
Yes.
That would really help because I was able to actually practice the words and practice the verbs themselves and really focus on those specific verbs. So it makes it a lot easier. So.
Yeah. So, of course, for the translation tomorrow, all of the vocab will be on there. I mean, not all the vocab, clearly, because I couldn't read. But
I didn't know you could.
Yeah, it's all fair game. Oh, I didn't want to talk about the test till Corey is here, but ubi est. Well, do you have any questions? Let's see. First of all, do you have any questions before? There we go. Here's Corey.
Hey, sorry
Hey.
about that.
That's okay.
I do have a question actually.
Yeah,
For
please.
the in the active for pluperfect, indicative, and future subjunctive, they're like the same. So if there is one of those on there, can we write both?
For perfect subjunctive and future perfect indicative, which is not what
Yeah.
you said, but yes,
That's what I
those
meant.
two
Yeah,
are the
that's what I meant.
same. Yeah, those two are the same except for the first
Except for
person.
the first person.
Mhm.
Yes. If I were to give you a form like that, you would have to give both.
Give both, like put like a dash or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Let's see. For today's test, you know how to do that. For the English to Latin, I say this on the test, but if, for example, you just like draw a blank and can't remember, I can't remember the I don't know, perfect stem of this verb that I need. You can get partial credit if you parse the English verb and even say like, well, it'd be perfect stem plus this ending. I just can't remember, you know, the perfect stem or something. So
Okay.
on my tests, always give, I mean, you can never give too much information. So if you don't know an answer all the way, at least give me something, because I can't give you partial credit for a blank space where you did actually know something but didn't tell me. But I
Okay.
can give you partial credit if you say, well, this is what I would do, and I just can't remember this one thing, you know. And that's true for translation. So tomorrow's test, there is a passage, 97 words long, 96, 97. And I'll ask you to translate that. And then there are a few questions about the syntax of that. So I bold some forms and I say, what is the form and syntax of this word? And so you'd say, okay, let's say you have a noun. You say, this is a noun, this is a gender number in case, and this is why, for example, it's in the case that it's given. Or this is an adjective. Here's its gender number in case, it's modifying this noun, and it's in this case because whatever. Or here's a verb. Here's a person, number, tense, voice, mood. It's in a purpose clause in primary sequence, which is why it is in present subjunctive. Or here is, let's see, we've talked about nouns, adjectives, and verbs. So I don't really think there's anything else to talk about, so there's not really anything else I can ask you syntax questions on. And then for in the review of syntax, let's see, there's some questions they ask you to do some things like change from active to passive, change from singular to plural, change this past contrary to fact condition to a present contrary to fact condition. rewrite this sentence using a purpose clause. I'm going to ask you to do a couple things like that. So yeah, review that, but also if there's some one word that you don't know in a sentence, don't not translate the whole sentence. Just say word. I know this should be the subject. I don't remember what this word means, blah, 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 blah. Because I have sometimes people who just are like, well, I can't translate this perfectly, so I'm just going to leave it all blank. And it's like, well, if you know 9 out of the 10 words, I'd rather give you 9 out of 10 points than 0. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
Always more information. Never too much information. Okay, and just so you know, in terms of points of the translation, I give you 1 point per word. So don't forget those ands because, whatever. It's the point, that as well.
So is it English to Latin translation or Latin to English?
It's a Latin to English.
Okay.
It's a little passage that I wrote about a little story in Latin.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Yeah, no, there's no English to Latin on the test.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said there'll be a little bit today, but not like crazy, right?
There are 2 words,
2 words.
worth a total of 10 out of the 100 points that are for today,
Okay.
and another 120 something for tomorrow. So, not even.
Minuscule.
Yeah, like 5% of the exam or something. I don't know. Can't do that. Yeah,
Gotcha.
but yeah, pretty smart.
Cool.
Yeah. Any questions?
How long is the test today?
I'm gonna give you an hour just because, so you do not feel nervous.
Okay.
So you feel like you have plenty of time. Just think about it and be very secure and not be tempted to do anything that you would regret. But it really, I think if you check over it 3 times, you probably get it done even then in half an hour. It's pretty short.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Other questions?
Nope.
No. All right. Should we do it? My thought is to do unit 4 exercise 1. But what do you think? We didn't get to that, right?
Yeah, we didn't get to that.
That
Yeah.
seems like
Sounds
a
good.
good thing to do. Okay. Let's do that. Who wants to start off?
Gotta find it.
Okay.
I could start, I guess.
Okay. That'd be great. Thank you.
So we did exercise 4 or exercise 1, the odds, right?
You definitely know better than I do.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm just making sure I had the right sheet here. Okay.
Yeah, I have odds.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Okay, good deal. So I have
I've just done this book so many times I don't read these anymore. Yeah,
the
go
evil
ahead.
sailors were being driven away from the free inhabitants onto the road.
Yeah. We're being suggests imperfect.
Let's see. So they just were?
Yeah,
Driven?
the word driven.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're being implies continuous state. We're
I
just
see.
is just a simple past action. Good. So if I asked you to explain the form and syntax of incolis, what would you tell me?
The form is, let's see, that would be ablative, plural, and it's in a preposition. So, away from the free inhabitants.
Is that what you said?
I'm sorry. Driven away.
The evil sailors were driven into the road. Did you say away from?
So I had the evil sailors were driven away from the free inhabitants into the road.
Okay. That's possible. Okay, so for form, you would also want to tell me the gender. And first of all, tell me that
Oh,
it's a noun. It's a noun. And then gender is what?
Yeah, that would be masculine.
Masculine. Yeah, incula, but it's masculine. First declension. Yeah. Masculine, ablative, plural. You said it's in a preposition. I think what you mean is it's the object of a preposition.
Yeah, okay.
Which explains why it's in the ablative. Now, your translation is possible. Away from, they were driven away from the free inhabitants, but when you see a passive verb plus the preposition a or ob, what should you first think? Does anyone know? Just a tactical thing that we introduced right after passives.
It's by, right?
Yeah. What is that called? What does that mean? What does by mean?
By the free inhabitants.
So an ablative of means.
Yeah, we call it agent if it's a person. Means is a
Okay.
thing. Agent is a person. Yeah, so ablative of agent. So the person who did it. They were driven into the road by the free inhabitants, which means if you rewrite the sentence as active, it would be the free inhabitants drove the evil sailors into the road.
So my translation basically says that, but in a different order. I had the evil sailors, I put had been driven out into the road by the free inhabitants.
Had been is what tense?
Is it would be perfect because it would be completed. They had been driven. But like
So-
perfect passive.
Perfect is simple action. Pluperfect
Okay.
is completed action.
Okay,
So
sorry.
this is
Yeah.
pluperfect, had been driven.
Okay.
Have been driven or were driven are perfect.
Okay. And this is in perfect.
Yeah, this is a perfect
So they
tense.
were driven.
They were driven or
Okay.
they have been driven. You said out. There's no out in the Latin.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I just wanted an out to go with the ob, but still like into the road worked.
Yeah.
And then just by the free inhabitants at the
Yeah.
end.
So the ob means by. It doesn't have to have anything of out. If it's
Okay.
meaning by.
Okay.
Pressing the agent.
Okay.
Good. So who wants number 3?
I'll do number 3.
Okay.
If they conquer the strong town, the free men would be slaves.
Close. What sort of condition is this?
If they present general.
What tense do you need for a present general?
Oh, so no wait, it's because you would need 2 presents. So this would be would, that would make it past.
Well, don't check your translation because your translation may or may not be correct. Look at the Latin. What tense is the Latin?
That is past tense. Or imperfect.
Bitur, not batur. Bitur. Erwähnt?
I just don't know what conjugation that is. So that'd
Supero,
be-
superare is a first. Superabitur.
So it's the first conjugation. It'd be.
Mhm.
So it'd be imperfect.
That would be superabatur. Superabitur. Bitur. That would be imperfect. Bogus bit bimus bitis blunt. Or bears bitur. Bimor bini buntur.
So it'd be. It'd be
Well,
future.
Isn't yeah, future.
Future.
Yeah, future indicative, and then erunt. What is that?
That is. Pluperfect.
No,
No,
it's just a future indicative.
it's future.
Remember, erro, eres, eret, eremus, eretis.
Yeah, it's future.
Okay, so we have two future indicatives. So what kind of condition is this?
More future, more vivid.
Good. Okay, now translate it that way.
If they would conquer the strong town, they would.
Will, not would, not would. That's future less vivid.
If they will conquer the town, or conquer the
Mhm.
strong town, they will be slaves.
The freemen.
The freemen will be slaves. Yeah.
Okay, now you said if they will conquer. They will conquer. That is future
Right.
indicative. Is it, what person and number is it?
Say it again.
What person and number is if they will conquer?
They will conquer. Person, that's third person.
Mhm.
Plural.
Yeah,
What else did you ask?
that's it. So it's third person plural, and it's also active, right? If they
Yeah.
conquer. Superabitur, that is not third person. Well, it is third person. It is not plural, and it is not active. Right?
Yeah.
So how do you translate superabitur? It's third
If-
person singular, future passive indicative.
Future passive. So, if they,
Not they. If it's third person singular, it can't be they.
if he, she, or it.
Mhm.
So if I don't know if I don't know what you're asking.
Well, translate. What does superabitur? Translate just that verb.
He, she, or it
Mhm.
was conquered.
Future,
Will conquer.
passive.
Will be
Will
conquered.
be conquered. Yes. So if it will be conquered, and what is the it? What is the subject?
The strong town.
Yes, good. So if the strong town
strong
will be
town.
conquered.
Okay. If the strong
Then-
town will be conquered, the freemen would be slaves.
Will be
Will be slaves.
will be slaves. Good. So if I were to ask you to tell me the form and syntax of oppidum, what would you say?
Form and syntax of what?
Oppidum, the second word.
That is male, masculine, singular.
In case?
Nominative.
You're right on two counts, but not on
Oh, so
one.
that's accusative because it's accusative then.
Well, let's think about this logically. If it were masculine, yes, it would have to be accusative. But how is it functioning? How did you just translate it?
It's the subject, so that means it's
It's the subject.
it's neuter then.
It has to be neuter. It's
Has to be
neuter, nominative, singular, the subject of superabitur.
Okay.
Right? With a passive verb, you can never have a direct object. There's no passives. Passives cannot take a direct object.
Okay.
Because the subject is the thing that already received the action. So a direct object means
Doesn't
nothing.
exist. Yeah, it means no. Okay.
It's impossible.
Okay.
Good. So theoretically, I could say si oppidum validum superabitur liberi erunt servi, and I could say change. I would ask what kind of condition is this, and you'd say future more vivid, and then I'd say change this condition to a future less vivid condition, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can do that. So what would we need to do? This is for everyone. What would we need to change first?
If you have to put well, you have to make it subjunctive.
Yeah, you just need to change the verb.
Yeah.
And you need to make the verbs
Subjunctive.
subjunctive. And what tense of the subjunctive?
It would be future, or it'd be it'd be
For anyone.
The second one, because there's no future subjunctive, would be a pluperfect subjunctive, not pluperfect. It wouldn't be future subjunctive.
Okay, good. There's no future subjunctive, so we can't accept that. So we want a future less vivid condition. What tense does a future less vivid condition use?
Oh, I'm
What's the
thinking
I don't remember off the
order.
top of my head.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking the order of tenses, because that was like the secondary, and then
No,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
future is pluperfect.
Sequence of tenses is only for purpose clauses and
Yeah, not
and
for
the-
conditions. So for
Would it be present?
yes, it would be a
Be present.
present subjunctive. So remember, basically in conditions, the unreal ones, everything
Yeah.
we're back one step of time. So
okay,
future uses the present uses the imperfect, and past uses the pluperfect, right? So you've got to use maybe a tense back. Then you would expect.
okay.
So we need-
Conditions tense back.
well, the unreal ones. The real ones,
Yes.
you use a right tense, right?
Yeah.
You use a past indicative, a present indicative, and a future indicative.
So then would it be superator?
Superator, yep. Superator, and erunt would become
Sint.
that's what you do. Okay. Si oppidum validum superator, liberi sint servi.
That'll be on the something like that'll be on the test tomorrow.
Something like that would be fair game. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Rachel, do you want to take number 5?
Yes. Number 5, I had a star by.
Okay.
So the first phrase, if the letter had been sent by the beautiful queen to the respectable people. The second part, so that moniti essent is pluperfect. And then so they would have been warned. And then ut, so that then the war, and then the gererent, it is the infinitive plus the third person plural. And so that is imperfect. Imperfect subjunctive. And the imperfect, so was waging, the war was being waged, or and
so it can't be the war was being waged, because if the war was a subject, you need the verb to be singular, and being waged is
Okay.
passive, so you need it to be passive. That
Okay.
can't work.
So there's war and there, but would the correct translation of that be like was waging
Um,
if it were by itself?
by itself, they might wage.
They might wage.
So they were warned, ut gedident, that they might wage, or remember, ut can always be translated by an infinitive. So they were warned, ut gedident, to wage.
Okay. They were warned to wage war.
Mm-hmm.
They were warned to wage war and town.
Yeah, maybe that actually would work better. They were warned that they should wage war and that the Opidum,
The town.
Mhm.
A friend. So, town by or to
that's odd, ob,
away. So away. So from
or by, right?
or by because that's passive. Superatum
Yeah, we-
esse
Yeah, so
is
I'm-
passive.
Yeah, exactly.
So by the town by or the town would not
Yeah,
friendly
would not what? Superatum asset. Another
would
superfix.
not be so passive would not have
Yeah, would not have been
been conquered
Abamicis.
by friendly
Yeah, by friendlies, by the friends.
by the friends, or orum is singular.
You know, or
Oh, orum is plural and
Mhm.
genitive.
Mhm.
So friendly of bad men?
Yes.
Okay.
The town would not have been overcome by the friendly men of bad men, and the friendly
Okay.
men of bad men are the friends of evil men.
Oh, okay.
If you are amicus mihi, you are friendly to me, but I can also just use that adjective as a substantive and say amicus or amica.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
my friend.
Okay.
Okay. Good. So we have what kind of condition here?
In the beginning, you have pluperfect, um, passive, and then
Perfect passive, but the mood is really, I mean, active or passive doesn't really change what condition it is. But what is it?
okay,
Indicative or subjunctive?
it's so indicative. The S
Esse plus nt.
means that the ending was esse, and it's not a kind of s. So the infix, not the infix. So it's subjunctive.
Imperfect subjunctive. So
Perfect.
so it makes it pluperfect subjunctive.
Okay. Pluperfect subjunctive.
Mm-hmm.
Pluperfect subjunctive. So the esse, so pluperfect. So pluperfect subjunctive, and then it's a so it's a purpose clause, purpose phrase, purpose something. And then so you have pluperfect, which would be past, then it's the secondary purpose. So then the secondary less real, and then so
Yeah, okay.
Pass.
So the condition, let's just pause there. Si litere nisi essent moniti essent et oppidum non superatum esset. So there's the past contrary to fact condition. If a letter had been sent, the honorable man would have been warned and the town would not have been overcome, right? There's their past contrary to fact condition.
Okay.
Now, the ut clause is a totally different question, but I was going to ask you that anyway, and you started to answer it. So, yes, let's get into that. So, ut
Okay.
alum gerevent. Yeah. So, it's an ut clause, which means that's why we have to have a subjunctive. And now you're
Yeah.
trying to explain why is it the imperfect subjunctive?
So why is it the imperfect subjunctive? Because it's theoretically it's subsequent action. Because if the letter of sent, then that would not have happened.
Yeah.
Which would be imperfect.
Yeah, so we're in a secondary sequence because moniti essent, they would have been warned,
Yes.
is a secondary sequence verb telling us about something in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And so to express contemporaneous or subsequent action in the past, in the sequence of tenses, you use an imperfect subjunctive.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Now, you said this was a purpose clause? They would have been warned. Why would they have been warned? Well, they would have been warned so that they might wage war. Is there anything that might be better?
Would that be an indirect command, though? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were warned. Wage war.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So actually, I think almost always in this book, when you see moneo, to warn, it's an indirect command.
Okay.
Which is not like, I mean, not the point of this class is not to learn how this book uses stuff, but indirect commands are less. We're less likely to see them in purpose clauses.
Yeah.
So just when you have an ut clause or a ne clause, say, does this answer the question why, or does it tell what they were?
Okay. And why is the purpose clause and what is the indirect command?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because purpose makes sense. That means why. Good.
Okay.
Okay. Nathan?
What?
You want to take number 7?
Yeah.
Or no,
I
sorry.
think it's
4.
4. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So this one I had an issue with.
Good.
It was awkward for me.
Okay.
I didn't really understand what was going on. So we have here a condition, and in the first clause, the subject is the aqua alta, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the high water.
Yep.
What it means? Okay, and so if the high water had been silent,
Not
the
takita, which had been silenced, but tecta, tectus, is the fourth principal part of tego tegere texi tectus.
okay. Oh, I don't remember.
Which, anyone remember?
Take it a.
So to cover, conceal.
Yeah, to cover. Mm-hmm.
So if the high water had concealed,
This is passive.
or had been concealed.
Mm-hmm. Had been covered, had been concealed, had been covered.
So if the high water had been covered, so then with great shadows,
Yes, with great shadows.
and then adis would be a dative, right? Oh wait,
What?
no. I'm sorry. So that'd be an ablative of means, right?
Agents.
Agent, sorry.
Yeah. Agent.
By the gods.
By the gods. So if the water had been covered with great shadows by the gods.
Okay. Then the Roman sailors will not set sail.
So what
No.
kind of condition? Part of
Sorry?
what is this? That? So non darent. What tense is that?
Yeah, that's is that imperfect?
So that tells us what kind of
Okay.
part of the
So
condition is that?
yeah, that would be future more vivid.
That would be future indicative. Imperfect subjunctive.
Oh, it's subjunctive. Yeah, it's future less vivid.
That would be the present subjunctive. The imperfect subjunctive is present contrary to fact.
Okay. So
So if in the past the water had been covered, the high water had been covered with great shadows by the gods, now the Roman sailors, non darent,
they will not set sail.
they would not now be setting sail.
Oh. Okay. Right. I was trying to make it like a perfect there. Okay.
Aqua alta can be high water, but interestingly enough, altus au means both high and deep, which seems like total opposites to us, right? The deep sea and the high heavens, like that seems like two opposite things. But really what it means is there's a big space from top to bottom. So high as in there's a big the depth.
So here it would be deep then.
Yeah, probably deep water.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just like picturing a tidal
Yeah.
wave or something.
Oh yeah, no, and I mean it's possible, but normally with water it'll be deep, and with heaven or something like that will be high.
Okay.
Good. So, what would be the if I asked you for the form and syntax of Magnes, what would you say? The third word.
Yeah. So the form is Magnes would be plural, and it would be ablative, and it would be an adjective for umbris. So what else would you want to know?
GNC, gender number case. GNC.
Oh yeah, so well the number is plural
Yeah.
and the case is ablative. The gender would be dependent upon umbris,
Yes.
which is I'm gonna say it's neuter.
Anyone?
No?
Umbra. It's feminine.
Umbra. Okay, so that would be feminine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, so that would be the form, adjective, feminine, ablative, plural, and then syntax is what?
I don't know.
Well, how did you translate it? Translate it made sense. If the deep water had been covered by the gods with
great shadows.
Great shadows. So what does that explain? What question is that answering?
So that would be the that its function is a ablative of means.
Yeah. It's answering the question how, right? You say, if the deep water had been covered by whom? By the gods. How? With great shadows. So how means, so you could just say answers the question how with an ablative if you can't remember ablative of means. What is ablative of means?
Okay.
Good. Good. You want to take the next one?
Yeah. If the sailors are not led to the water, they would not set sail now.
Where are you getting now?
Noon? None?
That does not mean now.
That means, yeah, okay. I see that. Yeah. It means not. Yeah, I don't know why I said that. So if sailors are not led to the water, they would not set sail.
So what kind of condition is this?
It is present, contrary to fact.
So what? Tell me first what tense and mood these are in.
They are in present tense, passive mode. Or no, it's passive voice.
That's passive
voice. They are in present tense. The first one is indicative.
So it's duco ducere.
Ducere. Oh, so no, wait. It's ducere. Yeah, I knew that. Ducere is so that's subjunctive.
Yeah. So present subjunctive. Two present subjunctives.
So if
what does present subjunctive mean?
It means if they
condition.
Or if
well, don't translate yet. What
so
sort of condition?
That would be past contrary to fact.
That's a
present contrary.
That's an imperfect.
Less vivid then.
Yes, future less vivid. I know. This is a trick.
Well, I didn't really focus on condition. My brain is focused on the 11 verbs that we have today. So I kind of put that aside.
Future less vivid condition. So then you translate should would. Future less vivid means in English should would. So if the sailors should not
be led.
Mm-hmm.
So the sailors should not be led to the water. They would not set sail.
Yes. Yeah. Good.
Okay.
So if I were to ask you the form and syntax of Wella, what would you say?
Wella?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, start with what you do know. You know something.
I don't know what conjunction or conjugation it is.
Well, it's not a conjugation. Wella. It's a noun, right? You know it's a noun.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember what. Oh, so sail. It's sail. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's I forgot if it's female or male. Is it a nominative, female, singular?
Well, think about your translation. Who set sail? Who did the setting?
Oh, they. The sailors.
Yeah. So.
Sailors, masculine.
Yeah, the sailors would not set sail. Okay, so what is Wella? It can't be the subject.
Doesn't make
any sense.
So it's the object then.
It's the direct object. Okay, so that's the syntax. Now, what is the gender number in case? You tell me it's a noun, and then what gender number in case is it?
Gender. I don't remember what gender it is, but if it's is it female, feminine?
Nope.
Well, it's.
Well,
So
what case?
Is it doing? Is it? I don't know. I don't know what. I just don't know what gender it is, so I can't say if it's. Well, hold on. It's not female.
Nope.
So then it's. Oh, so then it's neuter.
Yeah.
Plural then.
Neuter plural in what case?
Multiple sailors. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
well, not
so it's neuter plural.
Neuter plural what case?
Accusative.
Accusative. Okay. Now it's not because it's multiple sailors, because multiple sailors could just put up one sail.
Oh, okay.
But it's because, I mean, unless you have a very tiny little sailing boat, even like a
You need more. Yeah.
2-person sailboat, you're going to have more than one sail, or else you're just really going to have trouble getting anywhere. So in Latin, you set sails. In English, you set sail as if there's only one, but of course, unless you're on like a 1-person sailboat, you always have more than one sail.
Okay.
I don't really know what I'm talking about, but at least I'm pretty sure that's the case.
So you would say set sails, even though like in English you would just say set sail as like a. So you would when they translate it, it'd be set sail.
When you translate it into English, the idiom is to set sail.
Okay.
In Latin, you give sails, and that's the idiom.
Gotcha.
So dare well. So you could say set sails if you just felt like being super literal, but the idiom in English is to set sail.
Okay.
Good. Questions so far? I feel like you're more confident.
Yeah.
Today. Yeah. Maybe you all need to work on the contrary to fact.
Yeah, like I said, I literally just like didn't even think for last night. I just kind of like put that aside to work on the verbs. And,
yeah.
So yeah.
But any questions so far? I'm feeling.
No.
Rachel, you take the next one.
Yeah. So if the true word is read with great zeal by good and honorable men and understood, the danger of war will be destroyed.
Very close.
Okay.
How about you tell me the form and syntax of legantur?
Legantur. It is the present stem, and then entor is the passive third person. So that's passive.
Yeah.
Not active.
You translated it passively.
Okay.
So
present.
Give me the person, number, tense, voice, word.
Of the verb?
Yeah, legantur.
Person is third person, plural. Tense is present passive indicative. Because if it were subjunctive, the vowel would be different. I'm actually not sure what the verb is, what conjugation is for. Legere is a second conjugation verb.
Legere would be a second.
Legere.
Lego legere is a third.
Legere. Okay. Lego legere. Okay. So third present. Okay, so it can't be present indicative because then the E would be shortened. It'd be a weak E and then it'd be a U. Then if it's going to be an E and it's the third conjugation. Present subjunctive then. Okay.
No.
No.
He beat a liar, but he beat a liar. We legantur for present subjunctive. I just said that.
Oh, okay. So wait, he beat a liar for all the present subjunctives, whether they're active or passive. And so then with the E, oh my gosh, come down to the vowels. Those are the hardest things to remember.
I know. So, okay, let's rule it out. You know it's not present indicative.
Yeah.
You know it's not present
subjunctive.
You know it's not imperfect
subjunctive
or
imperfect subjunctive.
So you are left with
if it's subjunctive, it's got to be the it can't be present.
It can't be
It's
present.
not-
It can't be imperfect. We already ruled out the subjunctive, so it can't be subjunctive.
It can't be. So it's indicative,
Mhm.
and it indicative. We've ruled out those. It's still the present stem, which puts
Mhm.
it at the top, which means it's either present, but we know it's not present.
Mhm.
Imperfect, but we know it's not imperfect.
Yeah.
Future.
Yeah.
Right, because future in the third conjugation doesn't have the bi. Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
So these
Okay.
are two future legentur and intelegentur, two future indicatives, and
Okay.
delebitur, future indicative. So,
So if the true word will,
so you said that was third plural.
yes.
Wera you translate as singular. What's
Where,
word?
that's plural. I don't know why I translated that as singular because word is masculine, and then the a on the end neuter. Neuter because masculine doesn't have a in the plural.
Right.
But
Exactly.
neuter, so it's plural. So if the true words will be will be read.
Yes. If the true words, now we say in English, are read,
Okay.
because we
Um,
like to use it for present, but it's if the true words will be read, blah blah blah, the danger will be
destroyed.
destroyed. Good.
Okay.
Okay. So here's a little real life Latin for you. Okay. Now you might know what that means without thinking about it, but let's think about it. Et verbum caro factum est. Verbum caro factum est. So what's the verb?
Factum est.
Factum est, which would translate, which is a third person singular, what?
It's a compound, and then it's with the so est is
This is for everyone.
the first singular of
Third person.
Third person singular, yeah. Tense.
not future.
So that would be a perfect,
Perfect.
passive, indicative,
Passive indicative. So translating.
or made.
It,
Or,
right? Factum. It
yeah, factum.
was made. So what was made?
Yeah, sorry.
What's the subject?
The verbum.
Verbum. Yes, verbum. And verbum factum est. What does that mean?
That would be the speech was made.
The speech or the word.
The word.
And the word was made
Oh,
caro, meaning
flesh.
Oh,
So this is from the beginning of John's Gospel. Et verbum
Yeah.
caro factum est. And the word, right,
beautiful.
second person of the Trinity, was made factum est caro, meaning flesh. Yay, real Latin! Okay.
The Bible.
Yep.
Okay.
You can read it now. Well, yes, exactly. Okay. It's just nice to know, like, hey, actually, I will have to use these weird compound tenses with this, like a neuter subject. Who even uses that? But no, actually, like, yeah.
The Bible's a big one.
It's a big one. A big, yeah, a big player. Good. Okay. Corey, you want to take the next one?
Yeah. So the letters were sent from the queen of the province to the famous town so that the inhabitants see and understand her true indulgence.
Yes. Yeah. So explain the form and syntax of viderent.
Yeah, so that's a second principal part. So that's an infinitive, right? And so that's a third person infinitive, plural.
Third person plural.
And so,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's referring to the Incolai, the
And voice is
citizens.
subject. Yeah. So person, number, tense,
Yeah.
voice, and mood.
So the person is third person.
Mhm.
The number is plural.
Mhm.
The tense would be active.
That's a voice. But it is,
Oh wait,
you're right.
yeah, voice.
The tense
So
being time.
yeah, so that would be present.
The infinitive plus an ending. So remember, it's video, we did. So we have we did it plus the just the ending. Not just because it's in the whole infinitive plus an ending.
Drawing a blank here.
And it's the imperfect subjunctive.
Did you say imperfect subjunctive?
Subjunctive, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so good. Third person plural, imperfect active subjunctive. And then what is the syntax? Why is it a present an imperfect subjunctive?
Because it is the verb of the subject.
I don't know what that means.
Well, it's the main action of the clause. So I mean.
Okay, so that's why it's a main verb. That's why it's a finite verb. It's an oot clause, right?
Oh right. So that's a purpose clause.
It's a purpose clause, so that explains why it's subjunctive, because you need a subjunctive in a purpose clause.
Okay.
And then we need to explain why it's an imperfect subjunctive and not some other tense.
That would be. 1 second. Yeah, I don't recall.
Yeah, it's because of the sequence of tenses. So if you start off with a tense that talks about, the main verb talks about something in the past, then there's a certain sequence that you can follow. You can have a verb talking about the past, and the sequence is it has to either be followed in the oot clause with an imperfect or pluperfect subjunctive. So there's a sequence that has to be followed.
Okay.
So we're in secondary sequence as opposed to primary sequence.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, good. Going back, just like fun fact, number 11. Si verba vera legentur et intellegentur, right? Those two words are clearly related. And what it is lego legere is to read, and intellegere is inter plus legere. So to read, inter meaning between or through. So if you read something, that's one thing, but if you read through it, you read through the lines, right? You read into it and you actually understand it, right? So I could read, you could read this whole sentence, exercise 3, but maybe you wouldn't intellegere it, right? Because you're just reading the words, not actually reading through into the meaning. So
cool.
That's intellegere. Yeah. Okay. Are there any of these that anyone else has stars on?
19.
Yeah,
19?
19.
Yes.
Okay.
Not alone. Hey.
And that's all?
If I see on this page, let me check the next page.
I had a star in 27 as well, 19 and 27.
Okay. Well, let's do those two.
Okay.
Nathan, would you start us off?
Uh,
I know. Sorry.
uh,
Good.
so, well, I know you
So
will
these are
hear.
three like distinct sentences, basically rephrasing the same thing.
Okay. So I get you. You will hear
Good.
good. When you. What's when you is that? That's it's kindness.
Kindness, yeah. Kindness, grace, indulgence, favor, something like that.
So you will hear. Good, kind, honorable. That's I don't
Okay.
know like
So,
object.
okay, yes. We need an object in what case?
Accusative.
Accusative. Now, be careful about those macrons. Bona, wenia, honesta. No macron.
Okay.
So, bona and wenia, what case do those have to be if there's a macron over the A?
They have to be. They have to be ablative,
Yes.
female.
Ablative. Feminine, oh, well, first declension, ablative, singular.
Yeah.
So they can't be the direct object. They can't be what you hear. Could honesta be an accusative? So this is honestus aum.
Yes. It can be the accusative of neuter accusative. Plural.
Neuter plural accusative.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that's what's going on. So you will hear honesta. So how would you translate just an adjective that's neuter? We don't have an explicit neuter noun.
Honorable things.
Yes, exactly. You will hear honorable things. Bona venia in ablative. How would you translate that?
Kind, good, and kind, good kindness.
With good kindness, with good favor,
kindness.
with good indulgence, with good favor.
Okay. Write that down.
What conjugation is audius?
Audio, audire, fourth.
Okay, 4.
Audies.
So you will hear honorable things with kindness, with good kindness.
With good kindness, with good, maybe good favor. Graciously is a little too far, but it's basically what it means. Bona venia, indulgently.
Yeah, good favor sounds right.
And then honesta, bona venia, audiuntur.
So that would be that's present, passive, indicative. So the favorable things were heard with good.
Are heard. Yes.
Are heard.
Honorable things are heard.
Heard with good favor.
With good favor, yes. Honorable things are heard with good favor. And then oro ut honestum bona venia audiatur.
So oros to beg, right?
Yeah.
Or plead.
Beg, plead, or pray. So an oration is either a prayer or a speech where you're asking people to do stuff. An oratory is a place where you pray. But
so
an orator is a speaker.
I pray in order that the honorable things are heard with good kindness.
Yeah, close. Honestum, is that singular or plural?
That is singular.
Yeah, so I pray,
So I pray in order that the honorable thing
mhm,
is heard with good favor.
yeah. Now, you could maybe, like, you think, oh, the king is gonna hear something honorable, and I'm gonna pray to whatever God you are praying to that he hear. That's possible. It may be a purpose clause, but it's more likely that this is the content of your prayer. You say, oh, may the honorable thing be heard with good favor.
Okay.
So this is an indirect command.
Okay.
I pray that the honorable thing be heard.
Oh,
with
okay.
favor.
So
So
no
command
orders, it
is
just
pretty strong, but is command or exhortation or
okay.
not just a statement of fact, but a request or command. Okay. Good. Questions about that? Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Okay. So audies, future, audiuntur, present indicative, audiatur, present subjunctive. Just to give you a tour of the fourth.
Okay, wait. Sorry. Audiatur present subjunctive.
Yeah, he'd be the liar friar.
Oh. Wait, a liar. Okay. But I know you can also have IA for future indicative,
Only for the
but
first
only
person.
if it's in the first person.
Yeah. Audiar, audiaris, audiator, audiamor, audiam, audiam.
Okay.
Audiate. Yeah. And then Rachel, you want to do number 27?
Number 20, the other one? 27.
20, the other one? Yes.
Okay, so ara aeterna ab impulis opiti facta est ut dona discara darentur. So facta est is our main verb, and that is became is the same one as earlier. Well, the same conjugation as earlier from John.
Exactly.
Says so pluperfect. Okay, wait. So the est is the sum in the present, and that's the ending. So sum in the present is just the perfect.
Yeah.
Passive. Passive. Shoot. Indicative. Okay. Perfect. Passive. Indicative. And then facta. Faccio. Becky. So it's the present stem, or so the perfect.
Not the present stem. Faccio, facere, feci, factus.
Factus. Oh, so yeah, because that's the one of the compound ones. So it's the fourth principal part. Drop the S. So facta, and then facta is going to be just facta. So plural. No, because when you do that, it turns into an adjective.
Yeah. So factus aum. So you could have facta as plural, but then it would be factus sum, because that would be neuter plural.
Okay.
Facta est, it's singular.
Singular.
It's feminine singular.
Okay, so feminine.
That's nominative feminine.
So feminine. Singular. That's to make. So, and then it was so perfect was made. So was made.
So she or it was made.
Okay. So you have Ara,
Mhm.
Aeterna go
Mhm.
together because they match in gender and number and case. So singular first declension, nominative, not nominative. Yes,
Yes, no.
nominative. I'm sorry, nominative and neuter get mixed up in my head. So I was like, no, neuter, but I'm like, wait, no, that's not a case.
Yeah.
So the eternal altar.
Mhm.
Oh, by
Mhm.
the inhabitants
Mhm.
of the town.
Mhm.
So the eternal altar was made by the inhabitants of the town,
Right.
so that
Mhm.
Darentur, Dare, so second.
First conjugation.
Yes, first conjugation, second principal part is what I
Yes,
was thinking.
yes.
So
Okay.
present stem. Darentur, and that's passive, just present passive indicative.
That'd be dentur. If you have the whole second principal part, dare. Listen.
It's the infinitive. So it's the
Yeah, the infinitive listening.
imperfect passive.
Mhm.
Subjunctive.
Mhm.
And then, so the imperfect passive subjunctive,
Third person plural.
third person plural, imperfect passive. So they would have given,
Ut, so that they might be given.
might be given.
Mhm.
They might be given. So God is ablative, dative ablative in plural, gods. So
Mhm.
it can't go with,
Yeah, it can't be the subject.
yeah, it's not the subject. So that they might be given, but gift and kata is like dear. Would it be like a dear gift? They might be given a dear gift.
Dona, what's the lexical entry? Yes, the deer and gift go together.
Okay. The do
Is
I'm
it
sorry.
dona, donai? Is that how you learned it? I hope not.
No.
No,
Dona don.
it's not dona. It's not the nominative symbol. That's the nominative symbol.
Nominative. The A on nominative. I
It's donum, doni.
donum doni.
So this is doni means it's second conjugation, right? I mean the second declension.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
donum means what gender is it?
Then it's neuter. And so dona is plural nominative.
Yeah. So that dona discara might
So
be
that
given.
the gift might
Gifts.
be given. But then
Yeah.
where does dear fit in?
Well, what kind of gifts are they? They are discara.
Discata. I was translating dis as gods.
Yeah, through the gods. Yep. So it's either dona cara dis daventur. So that what kind of gifts?
Dis dadentur.
Well, what's cara? It's
Dear.
modifying. Yes, that dear gifts might be given daventur dis.
To the gods. Okay.
Or
Okay.
since dis is sandwiched between dona and cara,
Yeah.
probably more likely that it's cara can take a dative. If someone is dear to someone.
Okay.
So that gifts, discara, what kind of gifts?
That are dear to the gods. Okay,
So that
so-
gifts dear to the gods might be given or offered.
Gifts dear to the gods might be given. Okay.
Yeah. Good. Questions about that? Anything, Corey? No. Okay. Um. Let's. Well, do you have any questions? Let's take some time and read exercise 3, as much of it as we can do. And then I'll give you a little break so you have a little time before you start your test. But this is the sort of thing that you're going to be doing, exactly what you're going to be doing on the test tomorrow, right?
Okay.
There's going to be a passage. It's probably much shorter than this. Well, maybe not much shorter, but shorter than this. And it's a sight passage. It's a story that probably you're vaguely familiar with. It's, basically Greek and Roman mythology. But, so hopefully you won't have no idea what's going on. But reading at sight, there will be a little vocabulary because in order to tell a story at this, it's almost impossible to write a story at this point without any of that vocab. So you have to be checking, and then there will be some questions, like the questions I will ask you. Okay. But any questions before we get into that? Yes. Okay. Nathan, can you start us off? I think you are on mute because you're just not on.
Labor, Eternus, Eternus, Onestis, Viris, Carus, Vergilio,
Virgilio?
Virgilio,
Mhm.
Scriptus est.
Mhm.
So all right. So the eternally, so the Liber's free. Or no, wait, that's book. That's book.
Yeah,
That's book.
yeah. They look very similar.
So the Eternal Book
The Eternal Book.
was written.
So Liber Libri, a library, is a book place.
Yeah, that's why I confused it with Libero.
Yes.
So the Eternal Book
Mhm.
was written.
Mhm.
East by Virgil,
Mhm.
the honest, or the honorable, famous man.
Clarus is famous. Carus.
I don't remember that off the top of my head.
It's actually, I think, still in Italian. O mio bambino caro. But if you don't know Italian, I don't suppose that's very helpful. That's a pretty famous aria. Anyway, caro is dear.
Oh, okay. So written by the dear.
Well, carus is what gender numbering case?
Masculine singular. Nominative.
Yes.
Nominative.
So what noun is masculine singular nominative? Not Virgil. Virgil is masculine, but
yeah, but that's not
ablative.
Okay.
What's
So
dear?
the dear man, like the
Nope. There's a noun that's masculine singular nominative.
masculine nominative.
What's the subject? It's going to be known as
I don't know. Deer. I mean, you said deer is it's nominative, so I don't know.
Yeah.
What the
Well,
That
in the main clause, what's the subject?
Oh, the eternal book.
Yeah, the eternal book happens to be masculine, singular, and nominative. So
Right.
the eternal book, charus honestis viris.
Oh, so the eternal book,
Mhm.
dear to honorable men.
Good. Dear to
Was-
honorable men.
Dear to honorable men was written by Virgil.
Good.
Okay, I got
Um,
it. Okay, that makes sense. I just separated because the commas threw me off, so I kind of
yeah.
I separated. I thought it was part of the Okay,
Yeah.
I see now. Got it.
Rachel?
Okay. In libro vir filius e dea audis missus est ut oppidum in Italia conderet.
Convert.
So man libero to read the man reads. I'm confused because of the in.
Where are you getting reads?
That's not that verb.
No, libro is in fact not a verb. It's liber, libri. It's a noun.
So book.
Yeah.
In
In libro.
In the book.
In the book.
Which O is in the libro. In the book,
Mm-hmm.
the man, the son,
Mm-hmm.
so singular nominative, the son from or exits.
Yeah. The son, Latin says from, we would say of. The son from a dea.
The god, a deity.
Well, what gender is she?
Goddess.
Yes, from a goddess. Yeah, not deo. A god.
Dea.
A goddess. The son of a goddess. Adis missus est.
The goddess or the god, the
The
gods.
man, a son from a goddess, son of a goddess. Missus est. Adis.
Listen, son that is in the missus s is in the perfect
Mm-hmm.
passive
Mm-hmm.
missus and indicative.
Mm-hmm.
So perfect passive indicative.
Mm-hmm.
Missus. I don't have that verb off the top of my head.
Missus. So missive, missile, mission. They're all in verb. Involves.
Fighting? That's not fighting. Fighting's
a mission. Yeah. Intermittent, but that's not going to help you. Means descend.
Okay, like you send a yeah.
A missile
is sent. Yeah.
Now hostilely, but it's just something that's chopped.
Yeah. Sent. So it was sent by gods. Was sent.
Yeah, the man, son of a goddess, was sent by the gods. Ut oppidum in Italia conderet.
In order to condere, so infinitive, conderet, imperfect, subjunctive, active. In order to find the town.
Well, to found.
To found. Oh, sorry, I read that.
To like as to to establish, not to
To establish. Okay. To establish.
to establish.
So that would be so accusative, a town
Mhm.
in Italy.
Good.
Okay.
So that's a purpose clause. Why was he sent by the gods? Well,
To establish the town in Italy.
to establish, to found a town in Italy.
Okay.
Corey?
All right. So, ver adis lectus erat ut factum faceret
Mhm.
quod
Mhm.
quod honestus bonam vitam ageret.
Mhm.
So, a man, the
Well,
man,
the man.
had been considered by the gods
Lectus doesn't mean considered.
read.
Yeah, so legere means to read.
Okay, so the man is the subject.
Yes,
So-
but it also means something totally different.
Lectus does.
Yeah, lego legere is to
Oh,
read
to
or
choose.
to
So
choose.
he was
Yes.
he was chosen.
Yes, he
So
had been chosen. Yeah.
the man had been chosen by the gods
Mhm.
in order factum factum faceret
In order that he might faceret the factum.
to make
Mhm.
a to make
Yeah, to do the
Uh,
deed. To do the deed.
to do the
would
deed.
Be doing the same thing in English, right? Those two words are clearly related. Yeah. To do the deed. To factum. To faceret the factum. Why
Okay.
quod honestus bonum vitam ageret?
Because
Mhm.
a respectable
Yes, the respectable man, the
the
honorable
respectable
man.
man. So a good life, but
Yeah, he was agereting a good life.
what is the ageret?
Just pretend it's an imperfect indicative.
Imperfect indicative. Because he was a good man.
He was, well, ago doesn't mean he was, but he was.
Indicative. Which mood did you say?
Yeah,
Or I mean, tense.
imperfect. Yeah, no, you have the right tense, but you just didn't translate the verb. You said he was being. That's the verb to be. We want he was agoing.
Because he was leading
Leading a bonum vitam,
a good life.
a good life. Yes, because the honorable man was leading a good life. Yeah, and then you have a note because you will learn so much about it. Here, the subjunctive is used to express someone else's reason for doing a thing, not a reason one knows for sure. So the imperfect means because supposedly, I don't know, but apparently the gods thought that he was leading a good life. You can do that all with the subjunctive in mind.
Okay,
Into that in English.
nice.
Nathan?
Patrium,
Mhm.
Troiam, ab inimico, traditam reliquit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Reliquit, abandoned, betrayal. So he abandoned Troy, or the country Troy,
Mm-hmm.
by unfriendly traders.
Well, traditam is an adjective that, if you look in the note, says means having been betrayed. So what is traditus aum, having been betrayed? What does traditam agree with in gender number in case?
That is either neuter or masculine.
No, is neither.
Oh no, it's feminine.
Mhm.
It's feminine genitive.
Nope. Feminine, singular. I
Is
is genitive. I is dative. I,
I, yeah. So isn't it genitive? Is the second one down?
No, it's I is second. Third is I. Fourth is Fifth is
Oh, oh yeah.
What
Yeah.
is that?
So then that would be accusative,
Right.
feminine. Yeah.
So
yeah.
what else is feminine, accusative, singular in this sentence?
Troium and Patrium.
Yes. So he abandoned. He
So
abandoned his.
he abandoned
Mhm.
his
His patria.
so he abandoned his country, Troy,
That was traditam
that was betrayed
ab inimico.
by unfriendly people.
Well, yes, by an unfriendly person. Okay, but if amicus can mean a friend, go from a friendly person to a friend, then an inimicus could go from an unfriendly person to what's the substantive in English? It's not your friend, but your what?
Enemy.
Enemy. Yes.
Okay.
So a really unfriendly person is your inimicus, your enemy.
So he abandoned. So he abandoned the country, his country, Troy.
Mhm.
So he abandoned his country, Troy,
Troy having been
betrayed by his enemy.
Yeah, by his enemy. So Troy was betrayed by Sinon and the Greeks.
Okay.
Good. Rachel?
Okay. Troia deleta erat postquam incula longum bellum cum Graecis
Mhm.
gesserant
Mhm.
insidiis perita est. So the first one, that's destroy,
Mhm.
and then erat is the imperfect indicative form of esse, which means that verb is in the pluperfect passive indicative. And so Troy was destroyed. What had been destroyed.
Good.
Postquam after a long war.
After the Incolai gesserant longum bellum cum Graecis.
After so nominative plural in first declension, after the inhabitants had gesserant is so waged gesser so that would be present stem, first conjugation, third plural. The inhabitants had waged a long war, that's singular, with the Greeks. Okay. And then the last part, treachery, peridita. Okay, so that's going to be not in the perfect, but the present passive indicative.
The perfect passive?
Perfect passive indicative, but it's the present indicative esse. So the perfect passive indicative after, oh my god,
Perdita.
peridita.
Perdo, perdere,
Perdo, I'm just not sure what that verb is.
If you're sent to perdition, do you know what that is?
Oh, so punish for
Yeah, destruction.
for the
Perdition means hell, but it's because your soul is lost. So destroyed, so perdo is to lose or destroy.
okay. So for treachery,
Yeah, by treachery.
destroyed by it was destroyed by treachery.
Yes, the city Troy was destroyed by treachery.
Okay.
Anyone know what treachery was destroyed by?
The
You know.
I think I know, but I don't want to say it if I'm wrong.
Oh,
So I
say
feel
it.
really dumb.
No,
No,
you're
no,
right.
I'm pretty sure I'm wrong.
No,
The no, I think I'm just like in another world. I don't think I'm right.
Trojan
the
horse.
Trojan horse.
God damn it, I was right.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, you were.
We're right.
Okay. And you know where you could read about the Trojan horse?
And the epic.
The Iliad.
Actually not. Only in the
No?
Aeneid. Right?
Oh.
The Iliad covers probably a few weeks period in the 10th year, but it starts in the 10th year, somewhere in the 10th year, and ends before Achilles dies, and Achilles has to die before, well, Hector dies at the end, but Achilles has to die before the Trojan horse can happen.
So is that even a Greek story then?
Oh, it's absolutely a Greek story.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, yeah,
It's
of course,
just-
Troy and
It's a Greek
Greece is
myth. It's a Greek myth.
Made up by
Um,
Romans.
Kept by Greeks. Maybe even true, partially.
Because isn't the Aeneid about Aeneas who comes from Troy and
Yeah.
like goes to Carthage and then
Yeah, exactly. So,
I'm just surprised that the Greeks wouldn't have, and that they left out such an interesting
Well,
story.
so I think there were versions of this that were written. There were many, 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 many epics written. There were only two that from that period that survive, and they're the ones we call the Iliad and the Odyssey, and we say they're by Homer.
Mhm.
Whether or not there was a person named Homer, or whether he wrote both of them, those two stand head and shoulders, or stood head and shoulders above everything else that was written.
Mhm.
But there were epics about the Trojan horse.
I mean wasn't it not even written down to what 700 BC? Like 400 years after the war.
There are strong debates, violent debates. The Homeric question is that yes, but I'm sort of in the Homer was an actual person. My advisor says nothing good is ever produced by committee, so this can't be like a composite effort. So yeah, probably around 800. And if there was a Trojan War, which Troy was destroyed about the right time,
Be like
it would have been
1100.
about 1200, 1250. Yeah. So yeah, significantly later. But we are getting distracted.
Textual transmission is so cool, though.
I do manuscripts too, so yes. Okay. Corey, were you?
Yeah. How far do you want me to read into the sentence?
I was thinking the same thing when I saw that.
Why don't you just read to Tecti Errant?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, multi inimici in alto equo ligneo tecti erant.
Mhm.
So, here we have many enemies. Let's see, in alto equo. So many enemies were in the horse.
They Tecti Errant.
Tecti. They were silent.
Not
wait.
Takiti, but December Tego Tegare Texi Textures.
Yeah, this happened to me earlier today.
Yeah, I know. I put some time.
Gosh, I don't remember.
Anyway, texture means a roof. So and a
To
roof does
It
what?
means what?
to cover.
Oh, conceal. To hide.
Covers or
Yeah.
conceals. Yeah. So
Yeah.
they were. Many enemies had been concealed.
Mm-hmm. In the wooden horse.
Yeah, and
Or-
also
Yeah.
the high wooden horse. Yeah.
Mm.
And now I'm just gonna translate this rest so you can hear it, but
Okay.
I want to give you time to have a break and then start the test. So, graecus vir incolis opidi amicus ductus. Maniocus studio amicos Troianis inimicos ex equo duxit et text demonstravit ut accemberentur et incolas ut interficerentur. So, a man, his name is Sinon, Ductus having been considered a friend by the inhabitants of the city, the Trojans. Manio cum studio amicos ex equo duxit. He led with great zeal his friends, Troianis inimicos, the enemies of the Trojans, out of the horse, et tec demonstravit, and showed them the roofs, ut accenderentur, so the roofs to be burned, so that they would be burned, and incolas, and the inhabitants, ut interficerentur, so that they would be killed. So he showed them the roofs to be burned and the houses to be killed. I mean, the people to be killed. Troia magno in pericula posita est. Troy was placed in great danger. Ne filius quidem dea cum amicis opidum servare potuit. Not even the son of a goddess with his friends was able to save the town. Cum parvatura amicorum patriam reliquit et vela ad Italiam dedit. With a small crowd of friends, he left his homeland and set sail to Italy. Did you follow that?
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. So. Why don't you just double check that you can see the test? Because that would be disastrous.
I cannot see the test.
You cannot see the test. It should be under tests. Are you looking in the right section?
I am right under tests.
Tests. Okay.
Yeah,
There's
I don't have it.
There's no content to display.
Edit the test options. (9:30 a.m.) Well, it is 9:30 a.m., so I don't understand. Now let's just make it yesterday at 9:30. Wow. Is it there now?
Yes.
Okay. So you can take as long as break as you want. You'll have 60 minutes. It will automatically submit after 60 minutes, but
Okay.
that will be far and above what you need. If you want to take a half an hour break and then take the test, you can. I don't care. You don't have to finish it by 12:30.
So when we're done, we're just done for the day.
You're just done for the day.
Sort of like wait. Okay, cool.
And then you can prep for tomorrow's section. The section.
Okay. How long will tomorrow's test be?
I'll give you an hour and a half.
Okay. Cool.
And Would you
And-
mind? Oh,
No,
sorry.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, would you mind? I know you're talking in the beginning about what would be on it tomorrow. Would you maybe like shoot an email, like kind of what you did with the 11 verbs, like kind of summing up what you talked about earlier in the class? If that's at all
Sure.
possible.
Yep.
I mean, I could just go and watch the YouTube video, but I don't know, it'd just be like easier to see it if that's
I'll try to do that.
cool.
And for tomorrow's test, just start it at 9:30. We're not gonna
Okay.
start a Google Hangout and then, yeah, because I don't want to sit here for an hour and a half watching the screen.
So just start it and don't even log on, and then
You don't have to. Yeah, we'll
Okay.
just. I'll start a Google Hangout at about 11:10. So an hour and a half and then a 10-minute break.
okay.
11:10. So if you do want to start it at 9:15 or something, you can do that. Okay. Just be sure to start by 9:30 so we can be done
Yeah.
in time so we can start class.
Cool.
And if you have
Okay.
any questions between now and then, shoot me an email.
All right.
All right.
So
Sounds
we
good.
so we sign off. So we just sign off now.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
See you tomorrow then.
Good luck. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.